Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. This is Sridhar Reddy, Assistant Professor of Physics from Government Degree College for Women. Welcome to my channel Sri Quantum Academy. As part of our video lessons, today I am going to show you moving coil ballistic galvanometer, its construction and working principle. This is final year subject, semester 5th, paper 5, electromagnetic theory subject. In this, I am going to talk with you here what is ballistic galvanometer and its basic principle, and what are the main parts of that galvanometer, and how to construct and working principle and conclusions. First, generally, what is ballistic galvanometer? Before going to that, see here, I show you a small animation. Generally, basic principle of galvanometer is when a rectangular current carrying coil, when placed in magnetic field, what happens? A torque acts on the coil. Due to that torque, coil start oscillating. Because of the torque, coil undergoes rotation. By measuring the deflection or rotation, we can find the how much current is passing through the coil. This is the basic principle of moving coil galvanometer. Basic principle is very simple. When a rectangular coil is placed in magnetic field, coil a torque acts on the coil. Because of that torque, coil undergoes rotation or deflection. By measuring the deflection, we can find out how much current is passing through the coil. Right? Now come to the moving coil ballistic galvanometer. The mainly moving coil galvanometer is specially designed to measure small amount of charges which are passed from the circuit for very short time, like they are called transient current and transient charges. Generally capacitor charging time and discharging, in that cases we use this one. When a transient current passes through the coil, it generates a torque on the coil. Because of this torque, coil starts oscillating. Now by measuring the deflection or oscillating rotation, we can find how much current is passed through the coil. Right? Now come to the main parts of the ballistic galvanometer. Main parts are, first we have a rectangular coil. The rectangular coil contains large number of turns. Generally take a long wire and wind it over a insulating frame. Now so that you will get this rectangular coil. Generally the rectangular coil moment of inertia is large and torsional couple is small. Why this is because moment of inertia is so large, so what happens, the time taken for rotation is longer than the time of discharge, and torsional couple is small, so that very small current also generates deflection in the coil. And we use phosphor bronze wires in galvanometer just to suspend the coil between magnetic poles. We have a horseshoe magnetic poles which is very important. This horseshoe magnetic poles creates radial magnetic field to the rectangular coil. We have a spring connected to the coil just to generate the restoring force. We have two terminals T1 and T2 for circuit connections in outside. We have a mirror and lamp scale arrangement. Mirror and lamp scale arrangements are used to measure the deflection. Now come to the construction. How to get rectangular coil? This is main part of the galvanometer. Just take a long wire and wound it over a rectangular insulating frame. You can take rectangular or you can take bamboo also. Now just take a wire and wind it over the insulating frame, then you will get this type of rectangular coil. This is the process how to get rectangular coil. Next one is Next, see, if I wound it on a rectangular coil frame, then I will get a rectangular coil like this in second case, right? Next, I have taken this rectangular coil, and what I am doing, see here, I have taken rectangular coil and I am suspending it between two horseshoe magnetic poles, between two horseshoe magnetic poles with the help of pass bar bronze wire, and top side of the rectangular coil is connected with a mirror and bottom side is connected with a spring. Spring generates restoring force and mirror helps you to measure the deflection. Mirror in connected with a lamp scale arrangement, but we cannot show here. I will show it in later. The two ends of the coil after mirror and after spring are connected to terminals T1 and T2, and whole arrangement is kept in a instrumental box for external protection. Now this is the current direction. Current is coming from terminal T1 and it is entering into the coil and leaving towards terminal T2, right? Now what I am doing, why I have taken here horseshoe magnetic poles. See here, these are the magnetic poles which are used in ballistic galvanometer. Generally the direction of current, the direction of magnetic field is from north to south. If the magnetic poles are in a straight plane, then you will get a straight magnetic field. But because of the radial or horseshoe magnetic poles, we will get a magnetic field in a radial direction. That means everywhere magnetic field is towards the center of the coil. That means always rectangular coil is perpendicular to the magnetic field. This is main advantage of horseshoe magnet. Now see here, this is my lamp scale arrangement. What I am doing here, red color mirror is my original mirror, and on the top of that lamp scale is there which contains measuring numbers. Now yellow color mirror is the image of my original mirror. When this rectangular coil starts oscillating, including with coil, mirror also oscillates because it is connected to the coil. When mirror is oscillated, the image in the lamp scale arrangement also oscillate in this way, right? See here, coil is oscillating, so mirror is oscillating. Since mirror is oscillating, its image on the lamp scale also oscillating. The deflection on the lamp scale is proportional to the rotation of the mirror. So mirror is connected to the coil, so the deflection of the coil directly measured with the help of lamp scale arrangement. This is the use of lamp scale arrangement. It's very simple. Just coil is rotated when current is passed through the coil. When coil is rotated, mirror is also rotated because mirror is connected to the coil. When mirror is rotated, the image of the mirror on the scale also rotated. So coil rotated, mirror rotated. Because of this one, image rotated. By measuring the image, we can find out original rotation of the coil. This is the use of lamp scale arrangement, right? Next, see here. Generally procedure, working procedure is a PQRS rectangular coil is suspended between the horseshoe magnetic poles with the help of pass bar bronze wire. Lower end is attached to a spring and upper end is attached to a mirror. Two ends of wire are connected to two terminals. Using lamp scale arrangement, the deflection can be measured. Whole arrangement is kept in an instrumental box. Okay, when charge is passed through the coil, it generates a couple, or couple is nothing but torque. There are two terms for only one concept, couple on the coil, so that because of this couple, coil starts oscillating. The amplitude of oscillation is proportional to the charge passing through the coil. This can be measured with the help of lamp scale arrangement. Now let N be the number of turns in the coil and I be the current passing through the coil, A be the area of the coil, and B is the magnetic field which is applied. Now, I said when current is passed through the rectangular coil, a torque acts on the coil. How much torque acts? Formula for torque is equal to the torque acting on the coil is tau is equal to NIAB sin theta. But here, because of the horseshoe magnet, always rectangular coil is perpendicular to the magnetic field. So, theta becomes 90. Now, my tau is equal to NIAB sin 90, that becomes NIAB. This is the torque which is acting on the coil. Now we will find out angular impulse. What do you mean by angular impulse? It is nothing but the change in angular momentum. Angular momentum is J, then dJ by dt is equal to tau, that is a couple. Tau is couple. So from that equation we can write angular impulse or dJ, that is equal to couple into time. Angular impulse is equal to couple, that means torque, how much? NIAB into dt, time is dt. Now total impulse, to get total impulse, just we have to integrate that equation, integrate NIAB dt. But actually I means current. What is current? The rate of change of charge, the rate of motion of charge. So I is equal to dq by dt. From the dq is equal to I into dt. If I integrate both sides, integral I into dt is equal to total charge q. To get total charge, just integrate above equation. dq is equal to I into dt. If I integrate both sides, dq becomes q and integration I dt. In above equation, see here, in above equation, integration NAB into I into dt means dq. If I integrate dq, I will get q. So my total angular impulse becomes NABQ. Now, what is angular impulse? Is nothing but angular momentum. Angular momentum formula I into omega. So equate NABQ is equal to I omega. From that find out omega, that is equation 2. Now because here this couple, when it is acting on the coil becomes rotated, so twist is happening. The twist the couple acting on the coil is tau. Because of this tau, coil get oscillated, that means twisted. Let us suppose couple per unit twist is C and the rotation is theta, then couple acting for this rotation can be written as C theta. To get total work, just integrate it, you will get half CV square. W is equal to half C theta naught square. Here theta becomes theta naught. Theta naught is the maximum amplitude or maximum rotation. Okay, W is equal to C theta dot square by 2. But generally kinetic energy formula is half I omega square. So if I equate these two, I omega square by 2 is equal to C theta naught square by 2. 2 cancel, then I omega square is equal to C theta naught square. But actually from before equation, what is omega? NABQ by I. If you substitute here, just simplify this equation, you will get I into n square a square b square q square by I square C theta naught square. From I cancel, now you will get only I. Bring all the constants outside, then you will get I is equal to n square a square b square q square by C theta naught square. Now generally time period formula is 2 pi root I by C. Now from that equation write about I is equal to T square C by 4 pi square. Here I is there, equation 4, 5 is also I. Equate these two equation. Now write it equation for T square by 4 pi square, just to bring this C this side. From that keep all squares out, then T by 2 pi whole square is equal to NABQ by C theta naught square whole square. From this equation, square cancel, T by 2 pi is equal to NABQ by C theta. Right? From that equation, write equation for Q. then bring all these constants outside. Now my Q is equal to T by 2 pi C by NAB theta naught. So Q is equal to C by NAB and T by 2 pi, all are constants. Put it as K. Now Q is equal to K theta naught. K is galvanometer constant. From above equation it is very clear, Q is proportional to theta naught. What is theta naught? It is the deflection. So by measuring deflection we can find out Q, charge. This is the basic theory beyond the ballistic galvanometer. What are the uses? We use ballistic galvanometer to compare EMFs of two cells, and we can compare capacities, and we can measure self-inductance, mutual inductance, and also we can measure permeability and permittivity and thermo EMFs. Summary. We learned today what is the basic principle of moving coil ballistic galvanometer and its main parts, and how to construct with that parts, and what is the working theory, and also mathematical theory beyond the ballistic galvanometer also discussed, and also their uses. Okay. Thank you very much. Please watch, share, comment my videos. Please subscribe for latest updates. Thank you.